Okay, everyone. Hey, it's Reba Haas with Team Reba of Remax Metro East Side and also of the show Open House with Team Reba. Shortly, I'm going to be leaving here from my home office to head down to the studio to record the next couple of shows for that. And in it, I'm going to be discussing a lot of the content that I've got right here in my hot little hand, which is market updates, where we've been talking about what we've been seeing in the marketplace. And now we're getting more stats coming in, just kind of showing us what's actually happening in the market so that we have real data for you. So what I was going to try and cover today, just very briefly, because I'm going to cover this in much more detail during our recording today. This is filming, recording at the studio, was just a couple of snippets inside of this. Eric is in another meeting at Homebridge right now, so he couldn't do the live feed with me, but I'll be meeting with him shortly to do our recording. But what I wanted to give everyone an update on is just kind of where we really are with some of the stats for this year, because everyone's been wondering why, when we have the pandemic going on, even while we have what's happening over this last weekend and this week with protests and what have you, why is our market, especially even with the job losses here in the Puget Sound region, why are we still seeing prices rise? It's kind of a weird dichotomy, right? Like, you wouldn't expect that with all the things going on that we would have a growing market. Well, part of it is, we have supply and demand that impacts every kind of industry that's out there. And it is the same, and it holds true for real estate as well. So I'm looking through some of these numbers, and a lot of what we're covering, like on this particular sheet that I'm about to read from, this is covering the active, pending, and closed sales. And they're comparing right now on a percentage of this time in 2019 to today, as well as year-over-year activity for all the inventory and pricing. So just to go over some quick synopsis type stuff here. Hey, Allison, how are you? Hi, Akira. Hi, Oswaldo. Listings for April in 2020 were 7,641, and we expected that to be impacted because of the fact that we had the shutdown in the industry. Comparing that to last year, we had 11,697. So that was a significant decrease. And we have a percentage change of a little over 20%. Pending sales were down, again, because we had the shutdown. People couldn't get out and look at the inventory that even was on the market. We were down 35% year over year. Last year at this time, we had 11,188 pending transactions. And as of this year, we had 7,207. Closed sales. So even that, I mean, they're all following the same trend, right? So on the closed sales, closed in 2019 in April was 7,578. This year is at 5,866, down a little over 22%. And then but here's the thing, we're watching the prices continue to go up. Last year, the median price in, this is particularly for the Northwest MLS, so this is covering a lot of market area for the state. The median price, meaning half were sold from below, half were sold above. That's not the average, it's the median, right? So it was 424,950 in April of 2019. For this year, that actually had gone up 6.37% to 452,030. And here's the other thing, we keep talking about supply and demand. Months of inventory, there's only 4 counties that are in all of this area of the Northwest multiple coverage. Only 4 counties have more than 4 months of inventory. Okay, so when we're always talking about the fact that a considered even market is between 4 to 6 months, meaning buyers and sellers have roughly about the same kind of bargaining power, 4 to 6 months typically. But we still have in nearly every county area less than 4 months of inventory, and primarily less than 2. I'm looking at King County, we have 1.57 months of inventory. Snohomish is at 1.39. Pierce County, 1.33. These are the 3 major counties in the region, and Kitsap, which is one of the fastest growing regions, is also at 1.48. So we're seeing a lot of compression about the inventory because there's just not enough. I can't tell sellers enough times this is really still a good time to be trying to sell, because we just don't have enough product out there for the number of people who are looking. We still have historically low rates, and there's just a lot of market activity. For those people who are still in solid positions in essential roles, or as the phasing comes back in of people being able to go back to work, this is not necessarily going to get any easier. So if you're interested in buying, you should be really taking a look at this, because we still are anticipating that house prices are going to go up. And I can't tell you how many times I've had people telling me lately, mistakenly, because they don't work in the industry, that they think prices are going to go plummet. And it's not the same as what we had going on back in 2007, 2008, and 2009. This is a completely different kind of scenario. Is it somewhat catastrophic to a lot of people? Absolutely, 100%. However, it's not the same across the board. It's that whole thing that we've been talking about. We're not on the same ship, we're in the same storm, and it's impacting people differently. So, it's one of those things that you really have to look at all of the situation and not just a couple of things. And you certainly can't listen to just national news and think that that's what applies to your local market area. So if anyone has questions or wants us to get more information to them, you can certainly reach out to me. My information, as I keep putting it on here, my cell phone is 206-910-3429, and you can send either general questions to info@teamreba.com, or you can send them to me personally at reba@teamreba.com, and I'm happy to get you information. We've got all the stats for every county that's part of the Northwest Multiple, so if you want to know, maybe you're considering moving from King County to another area and you want to know what to expect, we can help you with that. If you're moving around just locally in the region, we can help you with that. So throw your questions at us. But I have a whole bunch of other information I'm also going to cover during our shows today. So those, of course, air on Saturdays on AM 1590, The Answer, Saturdays from 2 to 3 p.m. and they re-air on Sundays from 3 to 4. And then we go back into podcast. We did have a couple of staffing changes, so we're back a couple of weeks, backed up, I should say, a couple of weeks on getting those uploaded. But I anticipate getting those done hopefully by the end of this week. So a lot of the information that we're providing right now will be available to go back and listen to if you can't listen to us as we're live on air. So anyway, hope everyone's having a great day. I know I have a super productive day going on. And again, send your questions to me and I'll be happy to get back to you right away. All right, take care, everyone. Bye.